Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum, the refreshing, delicious treat that gives you chewing enjoyment, presents for your listening enjoyment Edmund O'Brien as
Johnny Dollar.
George Donnelly, Swanson Industrial, Johnny. Afraid we're having engine trouble.
Come again?
We got a substantial policy on the Belo Horizonte Railroad in Brazil, both equipment and personnel. It's only a small road, but our losses the past few months have been extensive.
What happened?
4 locomotives piled up in 2 months, 20 dead. We got a pair of conflicting reports. Looks like either insurance fraud or murder.
With my luck, George, it's probably both.
the makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum bring you Edmund O'Brien in another adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Here's a taste treat you can enjoy indoors, outdoors, at work, or at play. The cool, long-lasting mint flavor refreshes you. The smooth, steady chewing helps keep you fresh and alert. Adds enjoyment to whatever you're doing. Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Healthful, refreshing, delicious.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Swanson Industrial Insurance Corporation of Hartford. Attention, George Donnelly. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during investigation of the Belo Horizonte Railroad matter. Expense account item 1, $500.38, transportation Hartford to New York to Rio de Janeiro. I found the executive offices of the railroad, all right. Avenue Graca Arana, 392. But I didn't find the president, Mr. Benjamin J. Hulley. Reason? They'd taken him to the hospital that afternoon. A nurse at the Santa Maria told me that Benjamin Hulley had left strict orders that the minute I came in, I should be admitted to his room. I found him propped up in a bed. There was the smell of alcohol and boiled milk.
Ulcers. Peptic or duodenal, we don't know. Nobody knows. The end product of acid indigestion. Insurance? You'll have ulcers, too.
Probably.
It starts with heartburn, then the gnawing pain before meals. Then all of a sudden you've got them. The disease of the businessman.
Maybe we'd better postpone our talk for a while.
Now, what's the difference whether I think about it or talk about it? This way I get it out of my system. Otherwise, it eats at me. Consider yourself a treatment.
Well, we'll cut it short.
I can give you a condensed version. 4 locomotives, 20 dead. But what am I giving you this for? You've got reports.
2 of them. One said accidental. The other said equipment had been tampered with.
Ridiculous. Accidental. How could it possibly be accidental? 4 in 2 months.
Easy, Mr.
4
Hulley,
in 2
now,
months.
Easy.
Listen to the facts. One engine caved in a wooden trestle over the Rio dos Varas. A trestle that had held up for almost a half-century. 2 dead. Only cabin tender, luckily. Could have been a freight. Another derailed at Bom Despacho. 2 more collided off a siding a few miles west of the port of Vittorio. Accidental, my foot. Who sent you the accidental report?
Myers, Henry Myers, foreman of the roundhouse at Belo Horizonte.
That stupid, moronic, idiotic, blundering fool?
You're going to pop something carrying on like this, Mr. Hulley. If you don't calm down, I'm going to get kicked out of here.
Don't treat me like a baby. I know what I'm doing. Now, I meant to write a personal letter to Mr. Donnelly thanking him for the checks. They were prompt, very prompt. Your company's to be complimented.
We'd rather be informed. Just what kind of a railroad do you run, Mr. Hulley?
Manganese. Nothing but manganese. A little bauxite, but not enough to cover the bottom of a gondola car. Manganese is our load. And if you ask me, that's the trouble right there.
Where?
Peter Yaradan.
Who's Peter Yaradan?
He's beyond description, Mr. Dollar. The greediest, trickiest man I've ever known. I haul manganese for a competitor. At first, he tried to buy me out. I wouldn't sell. Then he used other methods. He spread vicious rumors about Belo Horizonte Railroad stock being worthless. It almost ruined me.
How about the crashes? Isn't there any evidence that someone tampered with the machinery?
No, none. Whatever proof might have existed would have been destroyed in the crash, which is exactly why I suspect Yarradan. Why, with this railroad in his hands, he'd control the entire market down here.
Well, I think I've taken up enough of your time, Mr. Holly.
Mr. Dollar, I'm an old man. I've worked very hard. I started as an engineer with this railroad 25 years ago. Worked myself up to the presidency. Whatever this road is, I've made it. I'd be everlastingly grateful if you'd put Yarradan just where he belongs, behind bars.
My job is investigation, not prosecution, Mr. Holly.
Take my word, Mr. Dollar, it's Yarradan.
Well, before I go any further, I'd like to talk to this Myers, the foreman in Belo Horizonte.
Yes, very wise. It's about 400 miles north. I'll have a car and driver waiting for you in the morning.
That is what my mother has named me. I do not know why. Perhaps after a pig or a cow. My mother named all her children after animals. It is what you might call nickname. Of course, nicknames are terrible things. They stick to you like paste. You like the way I drive?
Ah, you drive swell.
Swell?
Good, fine, great.
Oh, no, not that. The compliments are too much. Maybe fine, perhaps good, but not great. Why you go to Belo Horizonte, Mr. Dollar?
Business?
You're silly.
Hmm?
You're silly. You think you can keep your business from me? You think you're hiding something in the state of Minas Gerais? You're foolish to try.
Then why am I going to Belo Horizonte?
Your name is Johnny Dollar. You investigate people for an insurance company. You are here by the engine crashes. You are going up to see Mr. Myers, who worked for Mr. Holly. You will find nothing. Is that enough?
Why did you find out these bits of information?
What? Around the town.
How do you know I won't find anything?
A brilliant mind. A gift of my father, who also had a brilliant mind. Tell me, do I really look like a driver?
Why? What are you supposed to be?
This is merely a costume. I am in reality a poet, philosopher, a seventh son.
Say, can't you make this thing go faster, seventh son?
Americans. Through the mountains faster. You're crazy. That is why you make so much money, and that is why Americans have ulcers.
Just a second. Yeah?
My name is Dollar, Mrs. Myers.
Yeah.
From Hartford, Connecticut, insurance investigator. I'd like to talk to your husband, if I may.
He ain't here.
When do you expect him?
I don't know. Is it about the wreck?
That's right.
Well, I don't know if it'd be right to ask you or not.
Well, it's up to you. I'm not from the police, you know.
Yeah, I suppose it'd be all right.
Thanks.
He's shaving.
Oh, I got plenty of time.
Saturday Evening Post just coming from the States, if you'd like to see it.
Oh, fine, fine.
And there's caramels on the table.
Never touched the stuff.
I'd like you to know, Mr.
Dollar.
Yeah. Well, I'd like you to know Henry don't know a thing about this business.
I just wanted to ask him some questions about the accident report he sent into our office.
He wrote what he seen, and that was all he wrote.
I wouldn't be concerned, Mrs. Myers.
And no matter what anybody says, Henry had no more to do with the busted pins in them rods than the man on the moon. He checked before it went out of the yard, and he checked just before... Uh-oh.
Said enough. Get into the kitchen.
I didn't say nothing to him.
Go on.
I didn't say a thing.
She talks a lot. Dollar, did you see?
That's right.
She talks a great deal for a woman her age. Her parents let her gab all the time. Have a caramel?
No, thanks. Hey, what's this about busted pins?
Yeah, she mouths.
Come on, Myers. If you've got nothing to hide, there's no sense evading the questions.
The pins were sawed. Somebody, I don't know. I should have checked them before they left the yard, but I didn't.
That's why you reported the crashes as accidental?
All right, I was scared. A man gets scared for his job.
How do you know about the busted pins?
After the wreck, one of the guys told me.
You mean somebody knew the pins were broken, and he let the engine leave the yards?
Yeah.
Who? Come on, Myers. Who?
You'll have to find that out yourself, Dollar.
You're in plenty of trouble, Myers.
I told you all I'm going to tell you. Now get out of here.
Okay. But if you change your mind, I'll be at the San Carlos Hotel.
I'll remember that.
The San Carlos. All day.
He
If you sit here in your room all day, Mr. Dollar, you do not have the benefit of the sunshine which plays so gently upon the soil.
I'm waiting for a call, Seeker.
Are you certain you would not like another game of Monopoly?
No, you won.
Yes, company, you are dull.
Sorry.
If it were not orders, I would go back home.
Yeah?
If I insulted you, would you fight with me?
Oh, too tired.
Even if I call you a coward and a thief?
Names will never hurt me.
Well, if I...
Johnny Dollar.
This is Henry Myers, Dollar. Be over here in 5 minutes. I'll give you the stuff you want.
Don't move, I'll be there.
You want Myers?
He feels talkative. Come on, let's go.
How did you know he would call?
I didn't.
Then why were you waiting?
What else could I do?
The American mind. Shrewd.
Here. Let me off at the next corner.
All right.
And pick me up in about a quarter of an hour.
No. I go in with you.
All right, come on then.
Do not run so fast. Oh, my ain't Pete.
Pooped.
Oh, Pete.
No answer.
Look on the floor.
Myers. Looks like somebody had an earlier appointment.
He's still breathing.
Myers. Who did it, Myers?
Vita. Go to Ver Vita. Ver...
He's dead. What is Bervida?
Don't look at me, Seeker. I don't speak the language.
Somebody's coming.
Mrs. Myers, come on, Seeker.
Oh, hello. What you been doing? Talking to Henry?
Don't go in there, Mrs. Myers.
Why not? I get poison oak or something? It's my house.
Don't, Mrs. Myers.
It's your husband.
What's the matter with him?
He's dead.
What?
Somebody shot him.
Let me in there.
Mrs. Myers, please.
Henry, I knew they'd do it. I knew they'd get him. I knew it. I knew they'd get him. I knew they'd get him.
Mrs. Myers.
I knew they'd get him. I knew they'd
Mrs.
get him.
Myers. Who, Mrs. Myers? Who would get him?
Yaradan. Wish I'd never heard the name. Yaradan.
Come on, Mrs. Myers. Now try to remember. What does the word mean to you? Vervita. Is it a town?
I don't know.
A mountain? A person? Oh, try, Mrs. Myers. Your husband must have mentioned the word to you sometime.
Look, if I remembered, I'd tell you, wouldn't I?
Yeah. Well, the police probably seek a call about half an hour ago.
Come in.
Mr. Taylor?
Wrong house, Bud.
Oh, permit me to refer to my pad. Oh, Dollar? Dollar?
That's right.
Oh, good. I was sent to pick you up.
Oh, really? By whom?
No trouble. I am properly armed. The woman and your driver will also come.
Better not argue, Mrs. Myers.
He's the same one who killed Henry. He must be.
Who's your boss, friend?
Yaradan, Mr. Dollar. Peter Yaradan. You may go in now, Mr. Dollar.
How do you do, Mr. Dollar?
Mr. Yaradan?
Correct. Be seated, please. I will send my man for something cool.
No, thanks, but I'm not going to be here long.
You have faith in my tolerance, Mr. Dollar.
In your intelligence, Mr. Yaradan, a man of your reputation should know better than to play with guns.
At times, a man of my reputation has no choice. Careful, Mr. Dollar.
Let's get to the point.
Very well. I hear that your investigation is not progressing very satisfactorily. I thought perhaps arrest might gain you a new perspective.
I doubt it.
Tell me, how is dear Mr. Hutt?
He's not so good.
Oh, shame. He tells so many tales that are untrue, he is lucky to be dying of natural causes. Something I hope I should be spared.
Just keep piling up that manganese, Mr. Yaradan, and you won't have to worry.
Is Mr. Hulley telling that silly story again?
If you mean the one about your wrecking locomotives and spreading false financial rumors, yes.
Oh, you don't really Believe that nonsense, do you?
I'm not paid to believe anything, Mr. Yarradin. I'm like an old hound. I just follow my nose.
That is not very complimentary.
You can take it for what it's worth.
I like you, Dollar. Business-minded, dogged, courage to the point of bravado. You would not consider taking a position with me at, let us say, 3 times your present annual income, would you?
Funny way to offer a man a job, Yarradin. With one finger on the trigger.
Well, I would prefer to keep our relationship on this plane until I find out your position.
I'm afraid we wouldn't get along, Yarradin.
You are probably right. And it is such a shame, Mr. Dollar. You could have gotten so much more per hour while you were still alive.
To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. A lively, full-bodied, real mint flavor cools your mouth, moistens your throat, freshens your taste. And the chewing itself gives you a little lift, helps you keep going at your best. So for real chewing enjoyment that's refreshing and long-lasting, always keep Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum handy. Healthful, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Gum will make every day more enjoyable. And now, with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return you to the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yarradin smiled, but this was his living room. He wouldn't do it here. In that small moment of silence, I tried to see everything within my field of vision without taking my eyes from Yarradin's face. There was the blur of something metal to my right, something that curved toward the ceiling, something a few inches from my hand. I reached out and pushed it over on top of him. The floor lamp landed on his chest, and the shot went wild. I threw my arms in front of my face and jumped out a latticed window. I landed about 10 feet down in Yarradin's rock garden, right in the middle of a clump of stubby cactus. I ran out through the open gate, and I didn't stop running until I found myself at the San Carlos Hotel. Expense account item 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, $30.59 miscellany to tie up the loose ends. For example, telegrams, one to Hully, wishing him better health and asking him for a definition of the word Vervida. 2 more to the police of Bam Despacho and Victoria, requesting reports on the crashes. Another to the company in Hartford, gently hinting at foul play. I wrote a full report of my findings, including names, left it with the notary public at the hotel, and ambled casually back to the large house of Peter Yarradin. Hello, Bud. Well, don't just stand there with your teeth showing. Invite me in. Thank you. Now run to the study like a good little boy and tell your boss he has a caller. Hurry up now.
Put up your hands, Mr. Dollar.
Don't be silly. You don't think I'd come back here without adequate protection? Put that thing away.
Come with me.
Come in.
Mr. Yarradin, it's Mr. Dollar.
I'm back. Couldn't leave without getting an apology, Yarradin.
This is a surprise seeing you again. All right, Flash, you can go.
But, Mr. Yarradin, last time...
It is all right. I will be perfectly safe.
Yes, sir. I will be at the door.
You made a brilliant exit, Mr. Dollar. However, it is a shame I frightened you with my innocent conversation.
Fear comes in handy sometimes, Yarradin. It saved my skin a couple of times lately.
You have contacted the police?
Not about you.
You have come alone?
Alone.
You have a remarkable mind, Dollar. You think I can allow you to leave this house?
Not only leave this house, mister, but leave with some information.
Remarkable.
I filed a full report, complete with names, places, and time of day. If I'm not back to get that report in 2 hours, it goes to the police department.
And just where did you file this report, Mr. Dollar?
That's the little secret right there.
I am holding 2 friends of yours, you know.
I know.
I would exchange their lives for the report.
I'm sick of your office, Yarradin. You're going to release Mrs. Myers and Seeker, and you're going to tell me all about the word Vervida.
How I wish I had a man like you working for me.
Vervida, Yarradin.
Of course, Pervida. But what you are really asking is, did I have any part in the railroad matter?
You can answer that one, too.
The answer is no. You don't believe me.
Go on.
The Belo Horizonte Railroad has been on the verge of bankruptcy for 2 years. But Mr. Benjamin Hulley is a very stubborn man. I have offered to buy him out 1,000 times.
And he'd rather sell to the devil.
I think he would. You see, the manganese fields in the Minas Gerais are owned by a competitor of mine. A small competitor, but a competitor. These fields are very valuable. At the rate of their present exploitation, however, they make little profit.
Small operation.
Exactly. If I had the fields, I could make them pay, and pay very well. If I owned the railroad, I could boost the freight rates, force my competitor out of business, and take over the fields. But Hulley refuses to sell, even at a large profit.
And the crashes?
They should be obvious, especially to you, an insurance man. His railroad is failing. So he is scuttling his equipment and getting the insurance money.
And Bervita?
Heh. If I could get to him, I would have all the information I need to put Hulley where he belongs.
Okay, Aaron.
I sense something of disbelief in your tone.
There are other possibilities.
Oh?
Right now, I'll keep them to myself.
Dollar, I will give you $10,000 not to deliver your report.
I'm glad you made that offer, Sheridan. That tells me a lot.
Tells you what?
That you've been giving me a nice mixture of fact and fancy. I'll bring Sika and Mrs. Myers down here. We're going back to the hotel. Look, Mrs. Myers, whoever he is, wherever he is, his life's in danger. If you don't trust me, you better find somebody real fast, or Mr. Bervita is going to be dead.
Oh, they wouldn't kill him.
He's in somebody's way, or Yaradan wouldn't be that interested.
All right, all right. There was 20 killed in the 4 crashes, Mr. Dollar.
20 dead, that's right.
Yeah. And 1 injured.
Huh? A survivor.
The only witness.
Bervita.
Yeah, Bervita.
Where is he?
Small cabin in the mountains. I'm the only one that knows besides Henry, and Henry's dead. Bervita was fireman on one of the engines that crashed near Victoria. He saw somebody pull the hand switch, so the 2 locomotives was on the same track. The engineer put on the brakes, but not quick enough. Bervita jumped.
Thanks, Mrs. Myers. I think I'll have the notary mail that report on Yaradan to Hartford for safekeeping. And, Sika, my boy, we're going to pay our respects to Mr. Bervita. You stay here in the hotel, Mrs. Myers.
I want to know who killed my husband.
I'll give you that information when I get back. I'll contact Rio and have Mr. Hulley's secretary put through an authorization for a locomotive and engineer to take me up.
There's a dirt road, Mr. Dollar. Why don't you take a car?
No. I think the locomotive is much faster.
Sika's right, Mrs. Myers. We'll go by rail.
Mr. Dollar,
Yeah?
would you mind very much if I stayed here in Belo Horizonte? Wife and children, you know.
Well, I never would have put you down as having a family, Sika.
Well, to tell the truth, I don't, but someday I hope to have.
Should be around the next curve. That must be the place. Up ahead. I won't be long. Keep the meter running.
Who is it?
My name is Dollar.
What you want?
I want to talk to you.
Come in. Hands up.
Stay outside, Sika.
Oh, it's late at night. Wolves, foxes.
Stay outside.
What you want?
I've come all the way up here to ask you a question, Mr. Bervita.
I won't answer anybody's questions.
Even for Henry Myers.
What about Henry Meyer?
They killed him.
Good. I'm glad they got him. As much as I hate them, I hate him worse. He was the one who sought the wheel pins. I'm glad they got him.
And who pulled the switch handle?
I'm not answering any questions. Go away. Go away or I shoot. Go away.
Look out! Down, Mr. Dollar!
Who is it, Sika?
It's so dark, I could not see. He's running toward the engine.
Get that light out. We'll make too good a target at the door.
Yes, come this way.
He's just guessing, Sika.
Yes, but that was a good guess. I could hear it.
Come on, Sika. Let's get down to that engine.
Oh, I wish I had a gun. I wish you had a gun. I wish one of the 2 of us had a gun. Hey, someone is climbing into the cab. The engine's on ahead. It will not take too long to start. Look,
Look, he's dumped the engineer to the ground.
The engine is starting. We never get there in time. Stop! Stop!
He's going too fast. There's a curve up ahead.
Much too fast.
Look! It can't make the curve.
There is. Well, who could it be, Mr. Dollar? Who could it be? There is nothing left of it, Mr. Dollar. Nothing but twisted pipe.
Look out. Don't touch it, Caesar. Most of it's still at boiling point.
There is no sign of anyone.
Yeah, but there was someone in that cab. Must be a trace of them somewhere around here. Come on, let's keep looking.
But the boiler exploded. You think there was any part of a man in this bunch who wrecked you crazy, Mr. Dollar? See?
Look, up there.
You find something?
Yeah. There's a wallet. The outside's burned to a crisp.
Can you open?
Yeah, but I can't read the cut. Wait. There's one that isn't burned.
What does it say, Mr. Dollar?
It says, this certifies that the holder is a 25-year member of the Railway Engineers of South America.
And the name? What is the name?
Benjamin J. Hulley, late president of the Belo Horizonte Railroad. Here's the way it added up. Hulley had come by car. We found it just off the dirt road a mile down from their Vita's shack. The murder of Henry Myers remains an unsolved case. Police assume someone in the employ of Benjamin Hulley pulled the trigger, but I guess they'll never know for sure. Due to my report and public resentment against him, Yarradan was forced to leave the country. The Belo Horizonte Railroad is now in receivership, but it's still hauling manganese from the interior. I might say this was one case that had me stumped right up to train time. Expense account item 7, same as item 1, $500.38. Transportation to New York and Hartford. Expense account total, $1,492.54. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Remember, friends, to make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. There's lots of cooling, real mint flavor in every stick. And chewing Wrigley's Spearmint helps keep you feeling fresh and alert. You feel better, work better, get more fun out of doing things. So indoors, outdoors, wherever you go, keep some healthful, refreshing Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum handy. To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, brought to you by Wrigley's Spearmint Gum, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and is written by Gil Dowd and David Ellis with music composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Edmund O'Brien can soon be seen starring in the Columbia Pictures production 711 Ocean Drive. Featured in tonight's cast were Bob Griffin, Francis X. Bushman, Anthony Barrett, Martha Wentworth, Joe Duvall, Jack Crucian, and Ted DeCorsia. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. The makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum hope you've enjoyed tonight's story of Johnny Dollar and that you're enjoying delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum every day. We invite you to join us again next week at the same time when, from Hollywood, Edmund O'Brien returns in another adventure of
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Bob Stevenson speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum, the refreshing, delicious treat that gives you chewing enjoyment, presents for your listening enjoyment Edmund O'Brien as
Johnny Dollar.
Are you the insurance detective?
That's right. Who's this?
Johnny Doe for now. Do you want to crack the Calgary job?
What?
Calgary Products down in Camden. 300,000 payroll robbery on the first of the month.
This isn't my kind of a gag. Try it on somebody else,
Wait a
will
minute. This is no gag. Check the Alliance Bonding Company in New York. They've kept it out of the papers. If you're interested, be at the same phone tomorrow night at 10. I'll call you.
the makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum bring you Edmund O'Brien in another adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Here's a taste treat you can enjoy indoors, outdoors, at work, or at play. The cool, long-lasting mint flavor refreshes you. The smooth, steady chewing helps keep you fresh and alert. Adds enjoyment to whatever you're doing. Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Healthful, refreshing, delicious.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Alliance Bonding Company, New York City, New York. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during investigation of the Calgary matter. Expense account item 1, $10.50 transportation from my Hartford apartment to Alliance's Manhattan office.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello. I think Mr. Matthews is expecting me. The name is Dollar?
Oh, yes, Mr. Dollar. That door. Just go right in.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, Al, that'll be fine. The first bout starts at 8, but we don't care if we miss that. All right, I'll see you then. Sorry, but you can't hurry a son, you know.
That's all right. I'm Johnny Dollar, Mr. Matthews.
Yes, so I thought. Sit down, won't you?
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to be interrupted for the next hour, Miss Mills.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dollar, do you put any stock in that telephone call?
Oh, I haven't any idea. I don't know anything about it.
I've done a lot of thinking since you phoned me about it, and of course there's nothing for us to do except to follow it up. But I can't help wondering if this man isn't a crank of some kind.
Well, that's what I thought, too, until you bore him out by telling me there'd been a robbery that had been held from the press. Why has it been kept a secret?
Well, all concerned thought it was the best idea. And there's a possibility that the group involved is the same one that carried off the Brink robbery. But any publicity would only give away our hunch that the same gang pulled both jobs.
What makes you think the Brink crowd might have pulled this one?
Because of the way it was executed. Simple perfection. The knowledge the criminals had of our operations. You see, one of our armored cars was to deliver a cash deposit to the Barton Bank in Camden to cover the Calgary Products payroll. The truck simply didn't arrive. It was found later, wrecked and empty.
The driver and the guards?
They were found 3 miles away, bound and gagged. Their descriptions matched those at Brink's, masks and so on. Yes, it was perfection. They knew exactly when and where.
What do you want me to do?
I've talked it over with the rest of the Alliance executives. We want you to follow that call through, but we must insist that you make every effort to maintain the security we have established. Here are the details.
Expense account item 2, same as item 1, transportation back to Hartford. At 9:45 that night, I was in my apartment waiting for the promised call from John Doe. At 10:05, my phone rang. Johnny Dollar.
Stanley, 3469.
Yes?
1 moment, please. Philadelphia's calling.
Philadelphia.
Your call to Hartford is ready. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Dollar,
Yeah?
what did you decide about the Calgary job?
Well, what happened to the man I talked with last night?
He didn't dare phone you tonight. He was afraid you'd be set up with the police to trace the call.
I haven't talked to the police.
Don't. If you do, it's all off. He doesn't want to be arrested. He wants to surrender to the New Jersey District Attorney's men.
The guy I talked with last night?
No, he wasn't involved with Calgary. It was a friend of his. Do you want to talk it over with him?
Where?
There's a room reserved in the name of Charles Randall at the Brantford Hotel in Bridgeport. Check into it between 7 and 8 tomorrow night. Sign the register, Charles Randall, 7458 Walnut Drive, Boston.
Look, why doesn't he just take my address and come over here?
He can't.
Why not?
Brantford Hotel, Bridgeport. If you're interested, be there.
Expense account item 3, $5, mileage to Bridgeport and the Brantford Hotel. It was a weathered frame building in the Harbor District. I felt conspicuous walking across the lobby to the desk because I was the only man in sight who was wearing a tie. I wondered, since I was so out of place, why that address had been picked for a meeting that I assumed was not supposed to attract attention. My room was in the rear on the ground floor. I'd no more than opened a single window to air the room of the traces left by its previous tenant when I was signaled to the door.
Dollar,
Yeah.
let me come in. You got a driver's license or something?
Better than that. A private operative's license. Here you are.
Thanks. I recognized your voice, but I thought I'd better make sure. Come on, we're going someplace else.
Why?
Because I'm not sure you weren't followed here. But I'll be sure we aren't going to be followed where we're going.
I don't like it.
It must be this way. You've got to believe me. He has to be careful. He doesn't want to get killed.
What's the matter? The gang busting up?
Come on,
What started the trouble? Splitting the loot?
Dollar. Don't bother with me. I can't tell you anything because I don't know anything. Believe me, I'm only doing this to help him out. You don't have to come if you don't want to.
Where do we go?
You won't be coming back here. Don't leave anything but the keys to your car. Somebody will drive it out.
Do you know where I parked it?
It's the green coupe, isn't it?
Yeah.
He knows. Not through the lobby. There's a rear door. My car is parked just outside.
We drove without speaking, crisscrossing town and backtracking until he was satisfied there were no followers, and then out of town in roughly an easterly direction, following the shore of Long Island Sound. I clocked 3 4/10 miles on the speedometer, starting at the city limits. Then he switched off the lights and turned right into a pair of ruts. Finally, we bounced to a stop in front of a cabin near the water.
Watch your step. There are a couple of roots in the path.
Did he come?
He's here.
Good. You wait in the car, will you? I don't think it'll take long.
The first thing that impressed me as I walked past her into the single room was her youth. She didn't look much over 20. In spite of rather nondescript short brown hair and a band of freckles across an Irish nose, she was attractive. She was very small, and her violet eyes were very frightened.
I'm glad you've come.
Where's the man I've come after?
He left. He decided at the last minute that it would be better if he didn't meet you tonight.
Look, I've had enough. I don't play this way. I don't like to be made a fool of.
But you aren't. Please be patient with us.
I've been patient, and all I've gotten for it is some vague phone calls, pointless instructions, and a meeting in a crummy hotel that's right out of Dime Detective. I've had enough.
Please help us.
How can I help you when you don't give me anything? I don't know anything. And how can I help somebody who runs away? As far as I know, he doesn't even exist.
I'll show you. Open it. His share of the Calgary money's in it. But you can take the wrappers off.
I can take this with me?
Yes.
I don't get it.
Does it matter? He wants to give himself up.
Why this way?
I told you on the phone. He doesn't want to be arrested in this state. He wants to go directly to the district attorney's office in New Jersey where the robbery was committed.
He'll turn state's witness?
Yes, but he has a demand. Promise of immunity.
It won't work. Any promise like that destroys the value of testimony. Might even bar it from the trial.
It's been done.
It's never promised. You'll have to take his chances on that.
It doesn't have to be public. You can try, can't you?
Sure, I can try it, but I won't get it. Anything else?
Yes. He wants to be placed in protective custody until after the trial.
How many other men were in on the job?
He wouldn't tell me. I can't tell you anymore. Will you go to New Jersey?
I'll have to have 2 days. I may not be able to see anybody tomorrow.
All right. You'll call your Hartford number both nights at 10. You'll have to go now. Please do your best.
Don't be ridiculous, Dollar. That's one of the most impertinent requests I've heard since I took office.
Nothing personal, Mr. Kreider. I was asked to make it, and I did. Well, would you see that he's placed under protective custody until after the trial?
Why should I grant this criminal any favors?
Well, if it means breaking the Calgary matter, it seems to me a favor or two would be worthwhile.
We'll break it in due time. You know where he is?
No, but I've been close. I may be able to bring him in if I can get you a word on a few of these things.
Yeah, we'll see. Do you mind telling us where you've been operating?
Now, you know I can't tell you that. These people are my clients now, more or less. I have to keep their confidences. Now, what's your answer?
Answer? Definitely no immunity.
Protective custody?
All right. Yes, we'll assign a couple of men to guard him.
Okay, Mr. Kreider. I'll see what I can do with that. You'll hear from me in a day or so. Expense account items 4 and 5, $40 traveled from New Haven to Trenton, New Jersey, and from Trenton back to Hartford. I reached home too late for the phone call that first night, but it came the next, promptly at 10, from Boston this time.
What happened, Dollar? How did you make out?
No worse than I expected to. Protection, but no immunity.
Oh, that's not so good.
They weren't too happy with the situation. I think because they want to make an arrest themselves.
Were you followed?
Yeah, 2 men. They're watching my building now. But I can lose them if you still want to negotiate.
Can you come to Boston?
Tonight?
Yes, if you're sure you can shake the New Jersey men.
Where do we meet?
You're sure your line isn't tapped?
They haven't had time, but they will if you don't quit stalling.
Drive up through Springfield and Worcester. Just outside Boston, you'll pass through Auburndale. On the other side of it, there are 2 bridges. After you've crossed the second one, pull off the road and wait.
All right, I'll be there. Well, let me tell you something. This is the last trip. Get your man off the dime. I can't spend the summer touring New England. I slipped out of Hartford, found the second bridge beyond Auburndale, pulled off the road, and sat there, listening to the night. I sat there for an hour before anything happened.
My name is Gannett, Mr. Dollar.
Oh? Are you the one?
Yes, I'm the one.
Get in.
Thank you.
Well, you've caused quite a stir, Gannett.
Yes, so I understand. I've heard that crime pays only those who write about it and those who investigate.
Are you armed?
No, but satisfy yourself.
The DA in Trenton?
Then, by all means, the DA and friends will be at the cottage by the Sound side after you have delivered me.
It wasn't a silent trip, but the subject of our scattered conversation was always far removed from the Calgary matter. Gannett's only typically criminal attitude was one of fear. He was never satisfied that we weren't being followed. We weren't. I learned that at 9:30 the next morning when we pulled up in front of the State Building in Trenton. We hadn't been followed. They were waiting for him.
Al, no, No, don't!
Someone in the crowd, it was impossible to know who, shot Gannett to death and disappeared in the confusion. It was sudden and unexpected. More unexpected, I think, than learning after police identification that Gannett, admitted criminal, was also Arnold Gannett, LL.D., professor of law at Russell University, New Haven, Connecticut.
To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. The lively, full-bodied, real mint flavor cools your mouth, moistens your throat, freshens your taste. And the chewing itself gives you a little lift, helps you keep going at your best. So for real chewing enjoyment that's refreshing and long-lasting, always keep Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum handy. Healthful, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Gum will make every day more enjoyable. And now, with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return you to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
A lot of answers died with Professor Arnold Gannett on the sidewalk in front of New Jersey State Building, but one had been born at the same time. They answered why the police of 6 states had made no progress in the Calgary case. They'd been following usual procedures, carrying out their investigations in criminal circles. There was nothing for me in Trenton except the possibility of a session of questioning by the district attorney's men, so I faded out of sight and started back towards the cottage on Long Island Sound.
Hello?
Hi.
Did it go all right?
No, it didn't. It blew up. Somebody was waiting for us in Trenton. He killed Gannett as he got out of the car.
I thought we were careful enough.
You were careful here and in Boston, but nobody was following you. They knew where he was going and waited for him. How did they find out?
I don't know. He never told me anything about it.
Where's the girl?
She's asleep. She stayed awake all night. I don't know what this is going to do to her. She's his wife.
She'll have to know.
You're right. It'll be in the papers tomorrow, won't it? She was going back to New Haven in the morning. But I can't do it. I don't want to go in.
I think you'd better. I don't know who you are, and so I don't want to lose track of you. Come on in with me.
Very well.
Mrs. Gannett? Mrs. Gannett?
Oh, what is it? There's been trouble.
Yes, there has.
Where's Arnold?
He's dead, Mrs. Gannett.
No,
He was killed before he could surrender. I want you to tell me who did it.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I gave her an hour to get hold of herself. During that time, I learned that the other man at the cottage was Earl Becker of Bridgeport and a gardener at Arnold Gannett's school. Enclosed, please find a copy of his statement.
I'd known Arnold Gannett since he was a student at Russell University. We got to be good friends when we started to fish the Sound together. We didn't have anything else in common. But that sort of thing draws men together. I didn't know anything about the robbery until he told me he was in on it. That's all he told me. When he asked me to help him surrender, I said I would.
When I returned to the cottage, Mrs. Gannett was dry-eyed.
Dollar, I appreciate what you've done. You tried to help us, and I know that you're not to blame for anything.
Oh, there was no way to stop it.
It's all finished now. And I want you to go back to Hartford.
Oh, it's not as simple as that. I've put myself out on a limb with the New Jersey district attorney. I won't get off it until this is cleared up. Are you telling me the truth when you say you don't know who your husband was teamed up with?
I don't know. He wouldn't tell me. He said it was safer if I didn't know.
What did he tell you?
Nothing until after it was all over. 2 weeks after. And I knew he was awake at night because something was troubling him. He couldn't lie to me.
Your husband was a brilliant man, a doctor of letters. How did he get mixed up in this thing?
On Tuesdays, he taught criminal psychology. Before the end of the semester, there was a lot of discussion on the Brink robbery in Boston. And he thought he had the best theory of all.
That the men who robbed Brinks had never been criminals before?
Yes. And were able to come back to their respectable lives and hide in them.
Did he offer that theory to his classes?
No. That's what started it. He couldn't get it out of his mind.
He told you this?
Not until afterwards. It grew into a challenge that he had to do something about. So he did it. And was successful. When he told me, I made him promise to give himself up. I made him do it.
I'm sorry I have to keep after you, but there are things I have to know. These classes of his, how many students?
It was a large enrollment this year. There were hundreds.
Did your husband ever mention a man named Al?
Oh, there were so many. I can't remember.
Well, he must have kept records. Where can I find a list of his students?
At our house in New Haven.
Well, then we'll have to go there. I'll be outside. Please let me know as soon as you feel able to leave. By now, the time element had become important. I knew that before long, the police would be swarming into Gannett's house and make my search impossible. I also knew I'd be dragged back to New Jersey for questioning. On the way into town, I tried to get some more information from Mrs. Gannett, but no luck. She apparently knew nothing of her husband's actions. It was 6 p.m. when she opened the door of Professor Gannett's office. Across one wall stretched a row of file cabinets, his records and lists of students. I never knew how many men's names start with the letters A and L. In an hour, Becker and I gathered from the 1949 and 50 enrollments some 100 names from Allen to Alvin.
There aren't any more here. What do you do with a list like this? They live all over the country. Here's one from Arizona, Nebraska, Florida.
I don't think we'll have to bother with them.
You're dropping it?
No. I think I found it.
Which one?
Hey, that car. Check the window, will you? See if it's police.
Yes, it is.
I can't talk to them now. Show me the back way out of here, will you?
This leads to the hall. What shall we tell them?
Well, don't lie yourself into a trap. Tell them I just left. You don't know where I was going. Have you read the papers, Mr. Matthews?
Professor Gannett? Yes, it's hard to believe.
You knew him?
Yes, I'd met him.
I'm awfully sorry about this. But now you know how the robbery was carried off with such perfection, don't you?
What do you mean?
You mentioned it yourself. They knew exactly where the armored truck would be and when. Your son Albert was a student of Professor Gannett's.
What are you intimating? Well, there are thousands of students at Russell.
I don't know of any other who has connections with the company that was robbed.
I won't stand for this.
The crime was committed because of a fixation Professor Gannett had about the Brink robbery. He felt he had to prove that respectable people could commit a crime and get away with it. He did it. But he couldn't have without knowing where your truck was going and approximately when it left New York. Where is your son?
Strangely enough, this possibility had crossed my mind, too, but I just can't believe
Where
it.
is he?
He's in his room, packing for a canoe trip up in Vermont.
Which one is his room?
I'll show you. Come on, it's upstairs. Your suspicions are very strong, aren't they?
Yes, they are, Mr. Matthews.
What have you learned about my son?
That his name is Albert.
Then there is no proof.
I don't know. I want to find out.
But he would have no reason to do anything like this. I have always given him everything he wanted. But he's a brilliant boy, much too intelligent. Here's his room. Al,
Yes, Dad. What is it?
may we come in?
Well, I was just finishing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Al, this is Mr. Dollar.
I'm the investigator working on the Calgary matter.
Oh? Well, excuse the room. My stuff's all over the place. I'm going up north.
Where were you this morning at 9 o'clock?
Why, What is this?
Where were you?
I don't see that it makes any difference.
It does. Because I was with Professor Arnold Gannett at 9 o'clock. Before he was killed, he called to somebody named Al.
What does he mean, Dad? I don't understand.
Mind if I look over your room?
For what?
For a gun. A .38 from the sound of it. The police will be able to check the slugs that killed Gannett.
Dad.
Yes, Albert?
Dad, I did it. I don't know why. I don't... What'll I do?
I don't know.
Dad, it wasn't supposed to end like this. Dad.
I can't help you now, son.
All right. All right, then I'll get away.
No, you don't. It's no use.
Get away. Get away from me. Oh.
I'm sorry, Mr. Matthews.
Yes, Mr. Dollar. I'm sorry, too.
Albert Matthews' statement, by the time he had finished, involved two other law students. They, too, were from families that should have not included criminals. And I wonder if Professor Gannett's unsuccessful experiment doesn't mean that the Brink robbery, $2 million, wasn't committed by persons now hiding behind respectable lies. Expense account total, $1,180. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Remember, friends, to make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. There's lots of cooling, real mint flavor in every stick. And chewing Wrigley's Spearmint helps keep you feeling fresh and alert. You feel better, work better, get more fun out of doing things. So indoors, outdoors, wherever you go, keep some healthful, refreshing Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum handy. To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, brought to you by Wrigley's Spearmint Gum, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role, and is written by Gil Dowd and David Ellis, with music composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Edmund O'Brien can soon be seen starring in the Columbia Pictures production 711 Ocean Drive. Featured in tonight's cast were Ted Osborne, Florence Lake, Bill Boucher, Virginia Gregg, John Daner, and Terry Kilburn. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. The makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum hope you've enjoyed tonight's story of Johnny Dollar and that you're enjoying delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum every day. We invite you to join us again next week at this same time when, from Hollywood, Edmund O'Brien returns in another adventure of
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Bob Stevenson speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.